Okay, hello everyone. Today we are going to dive into the Australian employment relations themes and enterprise bargaining, focusing on how this all works for organizations like DHL. So let's talking about what enterprise agreements and what it mean specifically for DHL. What is an enterprise agreement? An enterprise agreement is essentially a contract between an employer and their employees that lay out all the important employment conditions that apply specifically for that organization, unlike general industry award that cover a wide range of business. An enterprise agreement is negotiated directly between the employee and employers. For DHL, the relevant agreement is the DHL Supply Chain Transport Solutions Victoria Enterprise Agreement 2024. The agreement covers employees in Victoria and details key issues such as wages, working hours, and how disputes are handled. It also ensures DHL complies with Australian labour laws. This enterprise agreement is important in negotiating with unions. And the process of making an enterprise agreement and how does an enterprise agreement come together in Australia? It all starts when either the employer and employees through their unions give a formal notice that they want to start negotiation. For there, both sides engage in what called good faith bargaining. Basically, it means they have to work together honestly, meet regularly, share information, and avoid any that can that could stall the process, like holding back key details. During this negotiation, they have to talk about things like wages, working hours, and other specific terms that are important to the organization. Once they reach an agreement, it gets into the Fair Work Commission for approval. The commission check to make sure everything follow with the legal standard in Fair Work Act of 2009, especially ensuring that employees get better terms than what's in the industry award. If everything check out, the enterprise agreement becoming a binding document for both the employee and the employers. Usually for about 3 or 4 years. Next page, please. And the role of union in the process. Currently, let's have a look at the unions involved in DHL's enterprise bargaining process. In Australia, union are a key player when it comes to representing employers during this negotiation. For DHL in Victoria, the main union is the Transport Workers Union. It's called TW. The TW advocates for workers in the transport and ensures that employees at DHL have a voice in this negotiation. The TW have a strong history of being activity in bargainings, particularly focused on things like fair wages, safe working condition, and job security. As DHL has into upcoming negotiations, the TW will likely push the improvement in this area to ensure that both the company and the employers come out with a balanced agreement. My teammates gonna talk about more information about this topic.
Well, DHL Human Resources Management had not yet suffered from any dispute, but as an international company, there was a several dispute between DHL and their employees or their labor unions. Its employees happen in the UK, in the US, Germany, and also Australia in the past, which could likely influence the relationship between the organization and its employees or their union. The recent dispute between DHL and employees in the US took place on 2023, related to pay and working condition. Uh, Dispute between DHL and employees in the Germany took place on 2020, related to pay cut. And based on this finding, the DHL Human Resources Management in Australia could likely encounter this concern, since it could likely to arise due to Australian employees have heightened awareness and expectation regarding to rise and working condition involvement of various labor unions. Also, this DHL past dispute in this country, a great case study for the Australian DHL Human Resources Management Department to learn from and develop strategy to prevent the dispute and strengthen relationship between the company and its employees as well as the unions. Uh, uh, for the next round of bargaining for an enterprise agreement, I have analyzed the several past disputes and found four key elements. The first element is pay and compensation, which our company need to ensure the salary scale and are competitive with industry standard and reflect the cost living adjustment in Australia and adding the performance related. The second one is working condition includes health and safety standard and work-life balance. The third one was is employees benefit and PAC, which we need to review and improve employee benefit package, including in bargaining. The fourth element is diversity inclusion target for the DHL workforce. Lastly, we need to address is the union representation and right, which we need to ensure that we have clear, effective dispute or resolution produced to address the fairly and involve them to discussion. The next page. So to prepare well for the bargaining, our company need to first understand the legal requirement for the minimum wage law, working condition, and dispute resolution produce. Produce. We could find the information through Fair Work Commission. So from that source, we could address the area related and define the objective for the bargaining, selection for the members for a negotiation team. And after that, we need to develop the objective for the bargaining, clearly point priorities, issue, and our goals. And the last one, that selection and bargaining approach and preparation for different scenarios. So the repair can contingency plan to reach the compromise.
We know that DHL supply chain collaborates with unions like the Transport Workers Union. There are three types of strategic approaches, which include distributive bargaining approach, integrative bargaining approach, and collaborative approach. Distributed bargaining is an option that includes competition to gain the best outcome. DHL's relationship-focused approach makes the integrated approach to be the best fit. In the year 2024, DHL negotiated an enterprise agreement under the Firework Act, which demonstrates the preference for collaborative problem solving. The application of the integrative approach is considered to be an ideal fit as it helps in focusing on mutual benefit, which is ideal for DHL as it balances the operational needs with employee welfare, sustaining long-term contract and reducing disputes. Apart from that, DHL's operational model has an enterprise agreement that will run until 2027. This long-term agreement shows DHL's commitment to workplace stability and operational flexibility. Collaborating with the TW, DHL ensures that both management and employee can benefit from the strategic approaches. The benefits such as flexible scheduling and a compensation structure that helps in ensuring employees' motivation and reduce the risk of high turnover and industrial conflict. The company DHL can apply this integrated approach in practice by engaging union, which has been achieved by DHL's 2024 enterprise agreement with the TW, which shows effective employee representation, providing workplace flexibility based on employee needs would also help in implementing the strategic practice. Apart from that, DHL can use its transport system for anticipating demand and operational shifts, which can offer flexible and responsive terms during negotiations. This practice prevents conflict from escalating, contributing to a long-term industrial peace and sustained employee satisfaction. While managing the negotiation, the company and both parties can face disagreement. DHL's 2024 enterprise agreement includes a structured mechanism that can handle disagreement successfully. This includes mediation, conciliation, and arbitration, which are considered as formal processes to resolve conflict. Similarly, collaboration with TW, which can be identified as early intervention, allows the parties to identify mutual benefits and potential issues that can prevent disruptions of operations and resolve disputes. Engaging transport workers helps in resolving internal and operational conflict. Now, in case if disagreement persists despite the mediation effort, conciliation, and discussion with the supervisor, DHL's enterprise agreement always for escalation to arbitration by the Fair Work Commission, providing a legally binding solution. Escalation of arbitration is a compliance with the Fair Work Act that ensures all the parties involved should be treated well. DHL's integrated approach encourages negotiated solutions for both parties to get a common ground for negotiation. Continuous communication must be involved with the TW, which ensures a positive and collaborative working relationship despite any challenging solution. And this is a reference list. Thanks for watching.